Hey bitches, welcome back. And as requested, my TikTok fam, you guys have been not dying, but have been wanting to see a full set from me. And here it is. I start by sanitizing the hands, both the hands, and making sure I get real into it, just in case there's a little bit of dirt or something. And then I will start to prep the nails. Oh, I also sanitize my tools too. We gotta be clean little bitches, so that's very important. Let me know if you guys want a more detailed video on that. I also have a more detailed video on how I prep my nails with the cuticle, how to get them prepped. But here it is. I start by pushing the cuticle back real nice and good, just to make sure we're very prepped. And once that is done, we start clipping our cuticles. As I said, I have a more detailed video on that on my channel already, so don't forget to go check it out. But yes, basically we will do this on all 10 fingers, 10 nails. But yes, and this does not hurt at all. And after that is done, I like to go in with this drill bit. Honestly, I don't know the name, but I really like it. I feel like it works amazing around that cuticle area. I like to set my drill at 5,000 RPMs. I feel like that is the right speed, to not damage or create any dents on our client's nail. In this case, this is a family member of mine, since I am not taking, clients like that, just family members and friends. But here I am, it's just going really slow, gentle, just to make sure that we don't burn or create dents on the nail, and make sure to get all those little dead skins that get stuck on the nail, making sure that we don't have any lifting because of that. And once that is done, I go in with my sanding band and I keep the drill at the same speed, because again, we don't want to damage or create dents on our nails. So here I am going back and forth, making sure that I remove all the natural oils from the nail. As I said before, I have a video that goes more in that goes more in detail to prepping the nails, so go check it out if you guys want to. But here I am doing it to all of my nails, making sure I remove all that oil that will cause lifting. And once that is done, we are going to want to dehydrate our nails. This step is very optional. You don't have to dehydrate your nails, but I personally feel like this step is very reassuring to me. I feel like it's just like dehydrates that bitch. It's like, bitch, we are not gonna let these oils get in between our good ass application. So make sure you dehydrate that bitch. Leave that bitch thirsty. And once those bitches are dry AF, we're going to go in with our KDS glue and with our handy dandy tips. These tips, I got them on my local beauty supply. I get a lot of questions of where I got them, and I found ones that are exactly or even better than these. And Nailphoria Beauty Supply sells them, and I actually have a code with them. I'm so excited. If you guys want to go ahead and purchase those, don't forget to use my code. I'll leave my code somewhere around here, but it's all 10. It's ITZALL and then 10. But yes, and then also another tip I want to give you guys, just because this is a tip that helped me a lot. As you guys know, I'm self-taught, so everything I know is from YouTube, or just people that give me tips like that. So this tip was such a life changer for me. just because I used to, like, when I started, I used to measure one finger, and then that was, I would grab two nails for, that same measurement. Sorry, I'm not making sense. What I meant was, okay, so let's say the index finger right there, I would measure that one, and let's say it was size 7, so I would get two size 7 nails because there's two index fingers. But yes, and that was not it, because all her fingers are different sizes. Maybe not too much, but a slight bit. Maybe that was a 7, and her other index finger is a 8. Point is, take your time. I know it may seem like, oh my god, I'm gonna take forever, but it's so worth it, because remember, if our nail tips are smaller than our actual, nail, then we will have lifting. And you know what we hate the most is lifting, because when you're showering or doing stuff like that and your nail starts to like lift, your hair will go under those nails, and that is the worst feeling in the world, let me tell you. So let's make sure that all our tips fit, all our fingers very right, not too big but not too small, just right. Maybe even a little bit bigger than our, actual nail, and just trim the sides if you don't have, a number that fits it. And that is what I like to do on all of my fingers. And now I'm just gonna clip the number, because that is her desired length on all of the nails. But I also have another tip for you guys. I learned this one from an actual client that used to get her nails done in Mexico, and she told me about this. Basically, use a form, and whatever number it falls on, just use it to measure all the nails. And once that's done, I'm going to go in with my primer, and I usually use the Mia Secret primer, but this one is a new one that I've heard amazing things about. Even though the brush looks like it's from Dollar Tree, I've heard amazing things about it. It was $15.99, I believe. I heard that you literally get no lifting, and so I'm gonna let y'all know what I think about it. But so far, she says her nails have lasted 3 weeks, because obviously this video is, oh my god, I took forever editing it, but she's had them on for 3 weeks, no lifting whatsoever. And then I also like to go in with my drill, very, carefully, and drill, the line, the little smile line of our tips, just to make sure that it's nice and even and kind of blended into our nail. Make sure not to create dents or burn our client with this, because it can happen, and it does burn a little bit, so just be careful. And these are the sanding bands that I'm using. Screenshot. Once we're done priming your nail, it's time for the fun part, the application. Well, all of it is fun to me, but it's time to apply this bitch. And here we are. Remember to use whatever method works for you, but this is a method that works for me, and I call it the me method, because it's use as many beads, as you need, because we are beginners, girls. So let's not get discouraged just because we see over there our, our favorite nail tech working with 2 or 3 beads. Let's not get discouraged, because hopefully, if we keep practicing, if we don't give up, we will get to using 2 beads, 1 bead, 3 beads. We will get to using those methods, but for now, let's stick to what we can do. And this is it. I use around 3 to 4, maybe even more beads, because like I said, I'm a beginner, I'm not a pro, and this is what works for me. And also another thing I wanted to talk about was my brush. I know I needed a new brush, but it had not arrived yet. By this time when you guys see this video, I already have another brush, because that brush was bad. I'd be doing too many crazy things with the brush. It was really bad. It was like very puffy, and as you guys can see, I kind of struggled a bit with it just because it was just all bad. But still, like I always say, I'm a resourceful little bitch. I work with what I have, and here I believe I only used 2 beads here, but that was because I have been practicing a lot, and for the pinky it's always less. I don't know if it's because it's thinner. I don't know. I felt like a little pro because I was like, oh bitch, we used 2 beads, what? But as you guys could tell, I start from the tip and make sure that it's thick. Also, another thing that I started to learn lately was to make sure that we don't drag or paintbrush our acrylic. Make sure you kind of like tap it in there and just like tap it all the way to the front. That way we're actually building our acrylic nail and not just leaving a very thin layer of the acrylic. And that is an amazing tip that has been helping me a lot with my application, and it is a game changer for real. So now I'm going to show you guys again how I do it, and I'll explain here. So I'm grabbing my bead. I know you guys can't see, but this is the best way I could do it. That way you guys could, see a close-up of what I'm doing. So there I'm placing the glitter, and she wanted kind of like a glitter ombre. So here I'm placing my glitter. This is the way I do it, the way that works for me. Let me say that again. This is the way I do it, the way that works for me. And I started placing my glitter. Make sure you play around with the glitter, because sometimes it's not like you want it. So don't be scared to play around with the glitter, move it around, make sure all the glitter is in the right place that you want it to be. So make the glitter your bitch. Do as you please, because you are the boss. You are the queen of the show. And here I'm gonna show y'all another one just so you guys can see, and you guys are like, oh my god, you didn't really show us. Here it is. I place my bead right in the middle, like where the nail and the tip meets, and then I start dragging up a little, not dragging, but kind of like tapping up. And like you guys can see, I play around a lot with my glitter just to make sure that it's in all the right places that I want it to be. If I feel like there's too little glitter, I'll go in and grab another little bead and I'll put it right on that bit. Make sure I have enough glitter, and it's gonna show, because remember, this is a glitter ombre, so there is gonna be a cover color covering some of that glitter. So there I went and picked up a little bit more glitter because I felt like it needed a little bit more pizzazz. So I hope this is very helpful to y'all. This is what works for me, and I honestly love working and experimenting and just playing around with everything that I could do. So once all that is done, I'm gonna go in and show you guys how I do my ombre. So I start with a very small bead, and also I like a watery bead for this, but I don't know, like I said, experiment, try out dry, medium dry, I mean not medium dry, dry or medium wet, or a moist bead, a wet bead. You guys experiment for yourselves, but I personally love a small, a little bit on the wetter side of a bead. That way you can work with it and kind of make sure that it's very well blended. And this is how I like to do it. Make sure that you are constantly going in on the the little sidewalls and the cuticle area, making sure that we don't flood all that area, because if we do, it can be very painful for our client once we are drilling our nail. So make sure you kind of play around with it, make sure it's to your liking, and like I said, don't be scared to experiment. As soon as you lose that, I don't know how to say it. As soon as you stop being scared of, to play around with your acrylic, you guys will see such a change. I know it's scary. I know it's scary, but trust me on this. As soon as you lose that fear of, playing with your acrylic, you guys will open so many doors for yourselves, because you guys will be like, oh my god, I don't gotta do it like that person did it. As soon, as long as I do it how I do it, my method, so you start to develop even your own little methods. And I'm gonna show you here again another one, just to make sure that you guys see what I'm doing. So I place my little moist bead right there. I make sure, kind of like pat it around, make sure it's all around the parts that we're gonna blend, and then we go ahead and blend it. When you're blending, make sure you do it slowly, carefully, and not really hard on the nail. Make sure you kind of like brush it like in the air. I don't know if I'm making sense, but kind of like brush it in the air, and you guys will see that it is life changing. And once that is done and we have laid our acrylic and is looking cute to our desire, we're gonna encapsulate, just because we don't want to lose our hard work of our ombre. Look how beautiful that looks. I don't know about y'all, but I personally loved how my ombre turned out here. It looks very well blended to my eyes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And we're gonna, well, I usually place my bead right there where my ombre meets the glitter, and after that, as you guys could tell, I tapped it all the way to the front, and now I'm kind of blending it into the back, making sure that I'm getting both sides of where my ombre and my glitter meet, just because we don't want to lose all our hard work by drilling off our blending with our cover color. If I'm making any sense, I hope I'm making sense, girls, because this is the best I can do to explain it. As I said again, I know my brush is bothering me so much, but I promise y'all I finally got a new brush, and you guys will not see that brush again unless I'm doing crazy things like with candy or food like I usually do. So I kept that brush for like crazy designs like that way I don't mess up or fuck up my new brush. But here I am, just making sure that I'm blending. Like I said, use as many beads as you need to. Like for this, I used a big bead, and I also used like a small bead to get to get it to blend more into the cover color, because I felt like I was gonna end up drilling some of my cover color with like the blending, and I was like, oh hell nah, because we worked hard for these bitches. Hell yeah, we did. And then here I am doing it again. So I learned my lesson, and I placed it a little bit more on the cover color than more in between the line. So this is another example of what I'm telling you guys need to do what works for you guys. Don't be scared to try new things. You do not have to do it like I do it, or like your favorite nail tech does it. Experiment. I mean, you can definitely try everyone's techniques, but like what I'm trying to say with this is, don't be scared to make up your own techniques as well. So here, as you guys can tell, I had to go in and put another little bead up on top, because I felt like it was missing some acrylic, and we also want to make sure that our nail isn't too thin either, because we don't want it to break. And here I am just trying to blend it out more. As you guys can tell, I did kind of leave a little itty bitty dent right there, but that was something I thought I was like, it can be fixed with the drill as well, but then I was like, no. So I went in with a little bit more acrylic. Like I tell you guys already, don't be scared to use as many beads as you need to. I mean, everything with, moderation. I think that's the word. Because you don't want a super, super thick nail either. But you also don't want a super thin nail either. Hopefully I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense, bitches. But this is the way I do it. And I hope it helps you guys too. And once all our nails are encapsulated, we're gonna go back. Well, this is what I like to do. I like to go back, since I'm a beginner. I like to go back and feel out my nails, make sure they don't have any dents, or this and that. And if they do, I'll go in and fix it, because we don't need negative vibes like that. Once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and start our drilling. This is the standing band that I showed you guys way before, where I said screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. So I like to go back and forth, make sure that my nail is nice and even. Again, remember to not leave your drill at, one place, because we will burn our client. And also, I do change my speed for this part. I forgot to show you guys, but I put it to 1000 RPMs. I feel like that's a very nice speed for me. But like I said, girls, it's all about what works for you guys as well. So make sure to don't be scared. Don't be scared. I know I'm saying it a lot, but I feel like I wish somebody would have told me this, and then that way I would have not lost so much time, thinking, what the hell am I doing wrong, because I was scared to try my own thing. But like I said, don't be scared to try your own little thing. Even with the drilling as well, there is no right or wrong answer. It's what works for you. And as long as you're not damaging or hurting or putting your clients, nails or their hygiene in danger, do what you have to do. Okay, bitches, let's make sure we do what we gotta do, and what works for us is what works for us. And whoever don't like it can suck our ass, right? So here, as you guys can tell, I'm going back and forth, trying to get rid of, if my nail wasn't even. I'm trying to make sure that it is even. And now here, I like to switch my drill bit for this one. I know it looks dirty, but it's not. I promise you guys it's not. It's actually stained from the pastels. If you're here from TikTok, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I like this drill bit because I feel like it's amazing for the cuticle area. I am in love of how this drill bit works around the cuticle area. It gets all those pesky little, parts of acrylic that I left on there, or if I did drown my cuticle area a little bit, it just cleans it up super, super well. As you guys can tell here, you guys will be able to tell, especially on this one. Look how bad I left, that acrylic all around it, but this drill bit is amazing for this, and that's why I love it so much. Do you guys see? You guys will see the difference. Like, I don't even have to talk too much. You guys will be able to tell. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. I'm trying to, I usually speak Spanglish a lot, so I'm trying to keep it English. So yeah. And once we're done, I like to go in with my mini file, and just make sure that our shape goes, back to what it was. Very straight, very sharp, because, once we apply our acrylic, our shape does kind of get fucked up a little bit, but that's why we use our mini file to go back and fix it. You guys may be wondering, why a mini file? Just because I use mini file, mini buffers, just because I throw it away after every person. And once that's done, I like to go in with my buffer. This is my mini buffer because, remember, I like to throw away, my buffer, my file away after every person, just so we can be as clean as we possibly can. And once that's done, I love to go in with our alcohol. I fill up a bottle, as you can tell, with alcohol. I spray it on my brush, and I love to go back and, just make sure that there is no dust or no, little particles that we don't want on our nails. And now I'm going to go in with our Mia Secret clear nail gel resin and our activator, because she wanted some, some little rhinestones. And what our client wants is what our client will get. In this case, my family member, my aunt. And here she wanted, just like a little smiley on the bottom of the nail. And that is what we gave her. I used my little wax pen that I got from my local beauty supply. They ripped me off. They gave it to me for $15, and I saw one like it on Amazon for like $5. I feel so bad, but it's okay. Oh well, what's done is done. I can't go back and do nothing about it. It's still really cute though. I'm not even gonna lie. It's really fucking cute. And I'm just placing every little rhinestone, where, not on the cuticle, but as close to it as can be. But we don't want to, actually stick it, on our cuticle. So just try to be careful on that, because, that's a mistake that I would make when I was like very, very first started. I would put it way too up high because I was scared to get it stuck on the cuticle. So don't be scared. Don't be scared, girls. And once we're done and we applied our gel activator, our spray, we go in with our Beetles No Wipe top coat, which I love. And we just apply them on all our nails, and then we will cure. I like to cure for 90 seconds just to make sure that we get in there. And as you guys know, make sure that our top coat is very well cured. That's what I personally like to do. I love to be on the safe side. once our first hand is out, I like to go in and put the top coat on the bottom of those 3 clear fingernails, just because we want to make sure that they don't look dusty. We want to make sure that they look glossy, clean, and sharp. And this is a preference, but I personally love to do this. But here is our final look. I personally loved how this set turned out. This is one of the sets where I realized, like, damn, bitch, we're making progress. Like, yes. But I'm so proud and happy, and I'm so glad you guys are joining me on this journey to better myself, and me giving you tips of how I'm doing it as well. Thank you so much for following. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much, bitches. I love each and every one of you so much. I love you guys so much. I know I say this a lot, but I really do. Leave suggestions of what you guys want me to see me doing, what you guys want to see on my channel. I will see you guys on our next video. Love you guys.